this morning, and I need to make a recording like probably by the end of today. And it's 10:11 right now. I think that if I kind of hustle a little bit, I can get at least half done. Hello? I can get at least half done by the time I need to take Clover for a walk. Well, I could take him for a walk now, but I just, you know, when you just want to be done with a project, I just want to be done. So I'm gonna get to work and I will see you on the other side. All right, it's all recorded. That took much longer than it should have. But I sent the files off, should be fine. So if I need to record it with more artistry, I can totally do that. But I just learned the piece like yesterday. So anyway, it's fine, calm down. Now we can take Clover for a walk. It's like 11:30. So I think that we got done in pretty good time. All right, let me find Clover. Buddy. But, oh, there you are. Where were you? Were you in the bed? Okay, you want to go for a walk? Let's do that. Okay, hello. Hi, I've had lunch. I've settled down a little bit. So I want to put the finishing touches on my kitchen today because when I just unpacked the kitchen and just put everything in a place and didn't do any real organizing. So I'm going to try today to do the best I can to declutter a little bit and do some kitchen organizing. And I will take you along on the journey. I'll show you what it looks like right now. So boom, here is our kitchen. So we're working with, as far as storage space, this much, like that, up top of course. And then down below we have 1, 2, 3 drawers. So significantly less than before. Oh, we can store stuff under there too because that's just storage. So it's kind of rough. I will take you from cabinet to cabinet so that you guys can see what's going on. This is our plates and bowls. We do use everything in this cabinet, so except for the serving stuff right there because we haven't had anyone come over our house in a long time because of world situations, unfortunately. So that stuff kind of doesn't get used a lot, which is sad because we used to have a lot of parties and stuff, but due to the pandemic, stuff kind of is on hold, but hopefully someday we'll get to use it again. We've got this is like our formal entertaining cabinet for when we had parties. I'll just neaten that up a little bit. It's got some alcohol in it too because we haven't hung our bar, but I'll probably mostly leave that alone. We've got this up here, which is actually, oh my goodness, it's leftover spices that need to be decanted and like some other weird stuff in here, I guess, tea. And we've got this cabinet here, which is like the beverage cabinet. So we've got coffee and extra stuff on top, coffee, tea, coffee cups and glasses and stuff. And I don't like this I don't like any of these cabinets. So just putting that out there. Under here, we've got kind of a disaster of a situation. We've got, lids to pots. Some of it organized, this I don't mind so much, but that's back there is not great. I don't know how much I can do to it. Again, this is a rental, so we're just trying to work with what we have without installing things. This is an alpha drawer unit just sitting in here with pots and pans. I used to have this in my last apartment. Not really sure how much I love it, but it's a thing. And this is where the cutting boards are. And I also have like baking sheets and stuff stored in here, although not super neatly. And in this cabinet, it's like prepping stuff, like food prepping stuff. Like there's a mandolin back there, bowls, and in here we've got some prepping stuff as well. So I just need to straighten this out because it's driving me crazy every day. Look at all these ramekins just like stuck in here. But we use these all the time when we cook to do like mise en place, and it's just really tough. So I'm gonna take some time today, get this under control, and hopefully you'll have a nice functional kitchen by the time I come back to you. Oh my. Oh, and I almost didn't show you the drawers. Here is drawer number 1. Probably not touching these. These are probably fine. Drawer number 2 has knives in it. I mean, not the best, gotta admit. And then drawer number 3, not optimized. Just has like, it's not optimized. So I think if I can mess with this a little bit, it might help the situation a lot. Oh man. Looking at it's depressing me. I miss my kitchen. If I miss one thing about my old house, it's definitely my kitchen. Because in that kitchen, we had all the space we needed to be like cooking all the time and to find cooking stuff and store all the cooking stuff. And now this is significantly smaller, so I'm gonna have to re-strategize. So this should be interesting. I mean, we do have some storage in the pantry, but it's being used for like food storage and linens and stuff. Whoa, linens and stuff. So that's not really room. So we're gonna try. One thing I always try to do on this channel is to come from a place of transparency and honesty. And if the question is, do professional organizers get overwhelmed when they do projects? And the answer is yes, all the time. Every time I start something and it seems to be a rather large undertaking, I get a little overwhelmed, but I pull myself together and I pull from my strategy box. And my basic strategy box from organizing any space is take everything out, group like items together. And in the kitchen, I try to keep things where I use them and try to keep things that you're using together. Like let's say measuring items or items you use to cut, peel, grate, zest, whatever. Try to keep those together if you can. I always love to preface with the disclaimer, if you can, because it's not always possible. This is a much smaller kitchen than what we had before. I really miss my huge kitchen, but this is a temporary rental situation and I just want to try to make it functional for my husband and I. We are cooking dinner every night in this kitchen and it's actually working out really well for us. It just wasn't optimized to be the best it could be based on what we had going on. So I definitely tried to optimize the prep stuff over in this cabinet. I spent a lot of time on the floor, just basically sorting things out. And it was a big job, you guys. I didn't go out and buy additional organizing little drawer dividers or containers. I probably could if I felt really extra or if I was really feeling myself. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to work with whatever is here and whatever we have. And at the end of the day, sometimes that's the best strategy, is just to work with whatever you have going on in the kitchen right now. I actually grabbed a old candle out of the freezer that I pulled the wax out of, and I'm going to put it in the dishwasher to give it a good shine. But I grabbed another old candle holder that I was using for something else, and I'll just trade them off because that one was already clean and shined and stuff like that. And I'm going to use it as a drawer organizer. And it's really great to repurpose old things or things you were just going to put in the recycling as organizing solutions, because it gives them new life and, you know, recycle, reduce, reuse, all that. Now, when I was at the tail end of my project, I was just organizing a few things, and you'll notice that I'm going to my computer a couple of times and typing. It's because during when I do these projects, sometimes I just like to listen to live streams, you know, have a good time. I was listening and watching Kang Gaming. He subscribes to my channel, so you might be watching this video. Hello, Kang. How are you? This is me. Anyway, it's just nice to have something on in the background to distract you from the mundaneness of what you're doing and just to take a little bit of the edge off the situation, because I know sometimes doing this Tetrising of spaces can get a little bit frustrating. Well, just for me, if it's my space, personally, it can get a little bit frustrating. When I'm doing it for other people, it's a little more, you know, fun, trial and error. But when it's your space, you want everything to be, you know, working perfectly for yourself, for the way that you know that you'll love it. So you can get a little bit frustrated by doing it. But if you have something to take a little bit of that edge off, It helps a lot. So sometimes I listen to podcasts also, or I listen to some really great music. So you never know what's on the docket for the day, but these days it's live streams. We love it. Okay, I'm all done. I'm so sorry I didn't film the whole thing. I was on the floor for a lot of it, like down on the floor. And I just, sometimes when I'm doing organizing and when the camera is on, I feel like I can't. So I'll just show you what I did, and we'll talk a little bit about kitchen organizing and how I usually organize kitchens. So one thing I really like to focus on when I'm organizing kitchens is storing things where you use them if you can. I always like to include the disclaimer, if you can, because sometimes you just can't. And so we've lived in this kitchen for a little while, and I have found myself cutting produce sort of right here, probably because there are knives right here. So I have also tried to store cutting boards in the same place because that makes sense, right? So before I had cutting boards over there, and now they are down here. This is now a very strange drawer. I'm probably gonna alter this sometime in the future. There's actually a little like cutting, I don't know, whatever. It's the strange drawer. So we've got like things for them. This is the popcorn maker. My husband uses that all the time. I can't get rid of it. And these trivets, we've got this for the microwave and that for the microwave. And then my husband uses these cutters all the time. One's for mangoes and one is for apples. There's another trivet. And then these are like sort of other cutters and scoopers. So we've got like this sharpens knives. We've got 2 ice cream scoops. One is just for ice cream and one is usually we just use for like muffins and cookies and stuff because it's got that action. But so that's a really strange drawer. And in this drawer, of course, we've got the knives because this is where I'm cutting produce for some odd reason. So I neatened this up just a little bit. These are bamboo drawer organizers, bamboo knife docks. You can get them from Amazon. I got mine from the Container Store, and just a bamboo drawer organizer just to store the cheese cutting things. There's like some crumbs here, cork crumbs. I probably should vacuum up, but that's that. This one didn't change. This is our cutlery drawer, totally fine. This was problematic before. It's still slightly problematic, but kind of okay. So I unboxed this thing. This is a Joseph, like it's like a salad spinner, a grater, a spiralizer, and what else is it? It does a bunch of things, and I got it so that it could take the place of a couple of other things. I do still have my mandolin. I want to hold on to that because it can get really thin slices. This only has 1 slice size, but I'm gonna try this for a while. My husband will not let me get rid of that salad spinner. He loves it, so it's back there. But I figured if things are all sort of large and in charge on this shelf, if you need to get something from the back rather than from the front, you just move a rather large item and it's not a big deal. You don't have to move a bunch of little things. So put big things in front of big things if you have to put things in front of one another, which I hate, but as long as they're big and bulky, you can move them out of the way pretty easily to get to the big and bulky things behind it. And here on the bottom shelf, we've got our prep area. Some more. We do a lot of cooking at home, as you probably can imagine. So this is a rental. I really can't customize this very much. So that's really what we're working with. This is all like food processors. And this is like a little spoon rest. It's actually really handy. We use that all the time. Really great from Yamazaki. So I've got all of our food processors. We use these all the time. Don't even come at me. We've got a big food processor. We've got a little one back there, and then we've got our immersion blender. I've had this immersion blender. I'm not even joking. It was a gift from my godfather, and he gave it to me when I moved to my first apartment in college, and it still works perfectly. And we use it all the time. I love it. And my godfather passed around Christmas last year, and I think of him every time I use it. He was just a great dude. So anyway, enough about that. In this drawer, we've got more prep stuff. So we've got all of our like little citrus squeezers and the vegetable drying mat. And we've got everything involved with measuring. So my other recommendation for kitchens is organize by purpose and by type. So a lot of what's going on in this drawer is measuring and prepping. So we've got sort of a salad dressing maker here. We've got we're gonna, peel vegetable peelers, food scale. We've got measuring cups. We've got this is actually a measuring colander. I love this thing. I use it all the time for herbs. It's amazing. And beans too. And tomatoes, like cherry tomatoes. And then we've got all our 3 measuring cups. One is like, I think one is 4 cups, one is 2 cups. And this drawer is kind of weird. Whoa. This drawer is kind of weird. Again, prepping. We've got our steamer. And I'm giving away our steamer that we've had for a long time that I found at Goodwill for $4. I'm just gonna let it go because it's really big and bulky. And I got this one, which is much smaller and I don't have to store as an appliance. A hard choice, but whatever. And it's basically prep stuff aside from this because it didn't fit anywhere, but it's a potato masher. Still kind of a prep thing. We got these little prep bowls, well, they're ramekins, but we use them all the time for when we cook. And actually, it would make more sense if this was over here. I don't know, we'll try it. So, and then on this top one, we still have, these are temperature measuring items, which in a perfect world, I would put with the rest of the measuring items, but because of the shape of them, we've got this really long, this is a candy thermometer and it just doesn't fit anywhere else. So I just had to just bite the bullet and put that stuff in there. Oh, this is part of this. I was gonna give this away. This is one of those in-oven meat thermometers, but I have never used this and I've had this. This was a wedding gift. I'm sorry. So now that that's gone, we have space for other things, but this is the rest of our, what are these? Like utensils, I guess cooking utensils. So these are the ones that don't go up here with all the fun looking ones. Those are the ones we use all the time. But these are the ones we use occasionally. Like I'm not zesting lemons every day, but I'm zesting. Your girl is zesting, okay? In this cabinet, I didn't really change very much. I just neatened it up a little bit so it didn't look as untidy. In a perfect world, we would have all of the same type dishes and stuff, but we're not there yet. And this is a temporary space. It doesn't have to be totally perfect. Up here, I downsized some of the extra spices because I emptied them into the regular spice collection. And we have this Ninja bullet. I think it's my husband's. I'm gonna ask him if he wants it because I have not seen him use it in probably a couple of years. Don't say anything. I haven't seen him use it in a long time, so I'm just gonna ask him if he wants to hold on to it because he doesn't really use it anymore. And we have a juicer also. So that is that, and just some extra jars that I use for making pickles and stuff. They're handy, very handy. In this cabinet, still the beverage cabinet, but just a little more. We downsized a little in this cabinet, so we got the coffee, the tea, and the cups and the mugs and all that stuff. And down here, a little bit better, did the best that I could. I do have a lid organizer. I've had this lid organizer since forever. It's in one of those, it was in like one of those storage baskets that was like storage stuff that I just, it was in a container of containers, right? Because apparently I hoard these things. Because I'm a hoarder, and but I had it from before, so I was like, well, it's time to use it again. I actually had it in my last apartment, not the last one, but the last one before that. And I just use, this is a funny thing, I have a shelf, and I put a shelf underneath it, and then you can use the actual shelf as a shelf, so I can separate all the, this is the cast iron grill pan, this is a plain cast iron pan, and I now have a nonstick pan, which I just recently purchased because I just want to experiment, because we eat a lot of fish and stuff, and the struggle is real with cooking fish in a stainless steel pan, so I just want to give it a shot. It's like, I think this is one of those ceramic nonstick pans, so we'll try it. It's Cuisinart. I don't know. I got it from Marshall's. Anyway, same as before. I just have the lid from the big pan in there. This is actually the solution that I had in my, not the last apartment, but the 2 apartments ago, like when I first started my YouTube channel. So the pie plate is back there because we hardly ever use that. Like I make a pie like once a year really. So we got pots there, and then the stuff on the side is basically like pizza business. And that's the realm of Mr. Organized Soprano. He really likes to make pizza. I don't mess with that stuff, but it's there when he needs it. And then underneath here, we've got our baking pans, and oh, I'm gonna move these baking cups. They don't need to be down there, but baking pans, baking sheets, and like, this is donut pan. I have used that, it's fun. You can basically like bake donuts, and they're tasty and fun. So I did the best I can in a rental space. I can't install my beautiful pull-out cabinets. Well, I guess I could. I would just have to replace the shelf when I left, which would be a pain. But I hope you enjoyed and I gave you some inspiration on organizing your kitchen, especially if you live in a rental kitchen. Let me know how you've organized in your rental kitchen and what if you've installed anything. Let me know down in the comment below. All right, you guys, I hope you're having a great morning, great afternoon, great evening, wherever you are. I'm gonna have a coffee now, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.